and welcome to my first baking video. So I decided I want to do something new and something different from my makeup videos, so this is it. So today I'm making really simple, easy chocolate chip cookies. Now every bite has chocolate chips all over, so you can really get a really nice sense of chocolate chips in these cookies. So I hope you guys are ready to bake and put your aprons on, and let's get going. To the ingredients. The ingredients for this recipe are 2 1/4 cup of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, which is in here, and you also have the half a teaspoon of salt, which is combined already in one bowl. Then we have 1 cup of butter, which I just use this because that's all I personally have, but the sticks of butter are better, or just as the same. 1 1/2 cup of sugar. We got our vanilla, 2 eggs, and chocolate, which I don't measure because preferably I love my chocolate, and this is why chocolate cookies have lots of chocolate. What you're going to do is you're going to put the flour, the baking soda, and salt together, and you're going to whisk that together. Now you're using unsifted, or what is it called? Oh my gosh, guys, I'm horrible. Unsifted flour, so just to get the air movements in, I'm just going to do that. And you're going to put this to the side. So now I'm going to be using my KitchenAid. Yes, so KitchenAid's here. I'm using my KitchenAid because I hate using the mixer, and then once you get to one part where you're putting the dry and wet ingredients, it gets really nagging. So if you have a KitchenAid, I would tell you to use it for this recipe. If you don't, that's fine. You're just going to need someone else to pour the dry ingredients and the wet ingredients. So we're going to add that 1 cup of butter. Now, like I said, I didn't have any of the stick types. Oops. Sorry, I forgot to add that a little early. So I don't have the sticks, but if you have the sticks, that's better. But if you don't, that's perfectly fine. Just take your regular butter, measure it with 1 cup, and there you go. So that's easy. It's just an easy alternative. So now we have the sugar, which is 1 1/2 cups of sugar, and you're going to pour that in. And then you're using the paddle type thing, this part of the KitchenAid. So you're going to attach that, flip it over, and you're going to lock your KitchenAid and mix it on a 2, because if you mix it with a high speed, what will happen is the sugar would just go crazy and it would just fall out, which actually happened to me once, so that's why I'm telling you guys. So you're going to wait till the mix is fully, and if I didn't say this, preheat the oven, which I already did, to 375 degrees. So you're going to beat this slowly. And make sure not to overmix. Okay, so you're going to keep beating this. And while you're beating, you want to beat the eggs at a medium speed. So we're going to add a little more speed to it. You want to mix it. It's going to become like this creamy base. And then you're going to want to add your vanilla. So me personally, I love vanilla, so I'm not a huge measurer. So I just, look at it and say, okay, I think that looks perfect. So I'm using vanilla, but it's imitational vanilla flavor. So whatever you have at home is whatever you have. I'm not going to be judge worthy. And then you're going to add the eggs, and you're going to want to add one at a time. the second one. Make sure you don't get the shells in there because no one likes their cookies with shells. Now we're going to go back to that speed of 2. Actually, I'm going to turn it off really quickly. And you should get this type of mixture. So I'm going to take a spatula, a medium-sized spatula. I'm using KitchenAid one. And you're going to slice this down. And not slice it, but push it down. So it's not on the sides. It's really good, guys. It's really good. Now this is where the point where if you don't have this type of mixer and you have a hand mixer, you're going to call your buddy and you're going to tell him you need help. So you're gradually adding the flour mixture. Now, if you're using a KitchenAid, you're going to want to use a spoon and spoon it in. Like spoon feeding someone. I don't know, it's just a really weird analogy. So you're going to wait until that keeps mixing and the flour's mixing. And if you feel like the flour's not finally mixing in, just shut it off. Or just shut off your blend or whatever, your hand mixer. Slide down the flour and then put it back on. So mine's actually, but I do that at the end too, so I would do that at the end. If you feel like, it's not like totally a big deal. So I feel like 4 to 6 teaspoonsfuls are good. And my biggest tip is always clean up while you're cooking, because then the cooking time will go down. So that's a great tip. So keep adding your flour until you're done. Oops. And of course you're going to mix your bowl. So if you do, it's not a big deal, just wipe it up. Okay, once everything is fully mixed, turn off your mixer, unlock it, or just stop mixing, I guess. And you're just going to take off all the batter. Now I feel like every time I do it personally, it's going to come out different. You use either different ingredients or you're making, the ingredients you're using is a little different. So if you're using organic items, it may just come out different than how I am. I don't use organic, so, just work with what you have. Like I said, the butter, it may look different because of the type of butter I use today. But again, it's fine. It's going to come out the same way because what I'm going to do makes a complete difference. So my next tip is very, very important. I think it's like the most important tip I've ever given anyone on baking cookies. So you want to take off this paddle, dust off all that flour that's left on there, because a lot of times what happens is the flour will stay on your paddle, so you just want to dust that off. Take off all the dough that's left. I like to do. Lick it. Which I will save this later. I'm such a weirdo. When I was younger, whenever my cousins baked, because I wasn't a huge baker then, they would just give me the spatula and let me lick the cake mix that they just made, which was fun. I feel like that's a really fun activity. So I'm going to take a different spatula because this one likes to move around. So for this one you want to look for something like really big. And just by the way, this one's not heat resistant. So if you're looking for something heat resistant, this one is not. Okay. So this one is semi-sweet, but it's not going to make a huge difference because you're adding more chocolate. Milk chocolate. So I'm using the Hershey ones, and again, like I said, if you're not a huge chocolate fan, but you like a little chocolate, not too much chocolate, then you gradually add it. But if you're like a huge chocolate fan like I am personally, what I do is I add it first and then I'll add more. And I'm not like, I have overloads on me. So now that I'm not like overdoing it, but to me, I feel like a chocolate chip cookie. I feel like I have to have chocolate chips. Every bite that I have should have a chocolate chip. And like I said, I forgot to tell you this, but you're using a spatula. You're not using any mixers at all because you don't want to over mix at this point with adding chocolate chips. I'm gonna add a few more. Just a few. Actually, a few more. And then that should be it because, you don't want to over add too many. Just kidding. You can't over add too many chocolates. Let's taste that again. It's awesome. Now, like I said, with every batter that you make, this is a key tip. Take your batter, and what I like to do is, personally I don't think you guys can see me, so let me. So what I like to do is I like to leave my batter for 30 to 15 minutes or even a half an hour. Leave it in the cold because it will chill, it'll look better. I'll tell you actually one time what happened to me. Because my butter either I didn't add enough or wasn't chilled, what it does is it'll start to like gravitate away from each other, so you'll get like these really weird cookies. So make sure you put any cookie mix that you make in the fridge because what happens is the dough won't come together, I feel, for this recipe because you're adding a cup of butter. So because you're adding that cup of butter, you want to firm it up a little bit. So yeah, so I'll see you guys in a little bit for 30 minutes. So keep that. Okay, so while I get everything ready, I'm going to be using this product. It's called Slim Pat. It's a really cool, awesome non-stick baking mat that you use with cookies, bread. Like there's all pictures for savory and sweet items. So if you don't have this or you just don't want to buy something like this because it's, it's a little, I don't know how much it price, but it's made in France, then just use parchment paper. And if you don't have parchment paper, then just butter this up and that will happen. So I'm gonna go get the dough. I'm just like blanking out, guys. The dough so we can do all that. So I got my little scooper thing here. These are cheap. You can buy them pretty much anywhere. And it gives you like the perfect size of dough. So here's my chilled dough. I'm gonna pack it in. Okay guys, so sorry, I have to bend down actually. So my cookies are finished if you didn't see that, which I will show you now. Look how gorgeous they look. Those are pretty freaking awesome cookies. So if you want them to be a little more crispier, a little more chewy, you just leave them in or you take them out. So we're actually going to take them out. So make sure you got a pot holder. And I just found out the name about them. Definitely we're going to leave those in a little longer. So I'm going to put those back in there and we're going to leave them for 2 more minutes. So keep on watching. So, 3 more minutes actually. We're going to take out the cookies now. Oh, they're perfect. They're perfectly goldeny brown, but they're a little light today because of the ingredients I use, like I said, today. And anytime you cook these, they're going to be different because the ingredients you're using, the type of ingredients. So yes. So make sure you turn off the timer because it can get a little annoying. I'm just taking out a cooling rack so they can cool. Duh. And also what I like to use is there's like this cookie thing that Mom bought. We got a lot of things. So it's like this cookie thing and it's just the perfect size. So yeah. So I'm not going to let them go. I'm just going to let them stay here for a couple more minutes. Let me try. Oh yeah, look at how awesome that looks. So I'm going to show you up a close-up. So we'll be doing this. Yes, 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 yes. But I feel like whenever these are baked, they still come out awesome. So I'm going to show you what they look like. They look like a Food Network, guys. Oh my god. Yes, girl, yes. Okay, I'm going to keep out. Okay guys, so I want to show you what they look like. So I'm going to show you one that's really, really good. So it's kind of like a goldeny browny kind of color. Yes, I just did that. And it's a little crispy. So if you check underneath, you can see how many chocolate chips I put. So let's show you. Okay. They're rainbow. They have that crunch but chewy, like softy side inside, which I love. But the next batch I definitely will. Again, like I tried them out. If you like them a little chewier, eat them out a little longer than I did. So a little shorter than I did. Longer. Bye. hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making these cookies, and I hope you guys will try to make this recipe. So you're going to do a hashtag hot chocolate chip cookies, and I'll see you guys next time in another maybe baking video.